Hello, group. Welcome to the Action Right Corner. I'm your host, Richard May. And today, the Dunhill Blues, the Big Shakeup, Volume 1. That's important because there is a Volume 2. Came out this year. Both came out this year. Australian punk, I guess. It's rock and roll. That's what it is. The unique thing about this album is I've said often that I like a record that is of the same cloth, each song from the same cloth. Without a ballad, no ballads for Pete's sake. There's no ballads here either. But all 10, all whatever number songs it is, to be similar in a way so that the album is smooth listening. You don't wonder, is this another band? Well, it's the same band on the 12 songs here. Okay? Same organ player, same guitar, same singer, all of that. But the writing and the performance of the songs, there are substantial differences between the 12 songs. It's back to the 70s where bands really try to give you variety and not the same thing throughout the record, where you get variety. But at the same time, they're not Dunhill Blues. They're not cheating and going, oh, here's a reggae song, here's a ballad, here's a samba. No. It's all rock and roll with substantial changes in the approach to the songwriting and performance, the arrangements, so that you're hardly bored. It's like, what's going to come out of the speakers next? In a good way. Their PR, well, they claim to garage rock, absolutely is garage rock, and rock, and indie, rock and roll, yeah. Psych, yeah. And punk, sure. And their PR has named 4 bands. And they picked 4 appropriate bands. But they don't sound like any of these 4 bands. They're in the vibe of these 4 bands. You'll know what I mean when you hear it, okay? New York Dolls. Yeah. New York Dolls did some change-ups in their albums. Didn't do the same thing over and over again. But does the Big Shakeup sound like a New York Dolls tribute? No. Nowhere close. MC5? Nowhere close. In the tradition of giving you variety, sure. The Dictators. I love the Dictators. Last album, really, really good. But, no, doesn't sound like the Dictators. The Sonics. Now you're getting closer. There is definitely a Sonics vibe to this. I hear that. But does it really sound like a Sonic? No, not really. The idea is of changes between songs. where it's not the same thing for 12 songs. I'm not a musician. I can't quite nail down the changes that occur between the 12 songs on this record. But it does change. You can go for a ride, and where it takes you to the next song, lyrics are pretty good. If I understood all the lyrics, and I don't get a lyric sheet or a lyric feature on YouTube, okay? It is on YouTube. There is a volume 2. You can check that out as well. If I like volume 2 in a month, I will review it. That's the promise here at Action Rock Corner. I don't review things that I don't like. I review things I like. And maybe I'm a mediocre rock critic, but I'm a decent champion of what I like. Here's something that may surprise. It reminds me of pub rock. You know, more hard rock and pub rock. Dunhill blues are from Australia. Pub rock was pretty much an English phenomenon in the mid to late 70s. But I get a pub rock vibe. On this record. Maybe I didn't clean out my ears. I don't know. But that's what I hear more appropriately. I mean, those 4 bands, yeah, the sonic's as close as you can get, especially that organ going on. But I hear some pub rock. Maybe I'm wrong. It's their 5th record, so there's more to explore. 6 out when you get to volume 2. And it's everything. Now, I saved 2 songs here. I saved the first song, The Grind, not to be confused with the Tommy Poland song, I'm Old. Mark it down as Richard May is Old, and a Tommy Bolin fan. The Grind by Tommy Bolin is a very nice song, very great song actually. This is pretty darn good too, with the same title. The other song I saved is Beating Heart. That jumped at me. All 12 songs are killer, no filler. Not everything is equal through. Okay? Gotta be elite to make my YouTube music likes to hear later. And the elite songs are The Grind and Beating Heart to my ear. You may differ. You may hear something else being the best here. It's just I get no insight of, oh, this is our single, or this is our... The crowds go crazy for this. I have no idea. Those are the 2 songs I like. They connected with me. And I love Australian punk. I love Australian rock and roll, period. Good stuff out of Australia. And more of it here. I believe why. You know, sometimes the bands ask me, where do you find out about us? My honest response is, I don't remember. You don't have to appreciate. But a lot of my work on this channel is just finding new bands, just finding the bands all around the world. Australia here, You know, they tour Europe in England, in Europe. But they never came to America. I'm in America. How did I find out about Dunhill Blues? If I remember correctly, and I don't have to, the Fistful More of Rock and Roll series. 40 volumes at the moment, with about 20, 25 pages. Excuse me. They're going to dub me pretty soon. Some bitch. Dub that. You know, 20, 25 bands per volume of the Fistful More of Rock and Roll. And the 13 volumes before that. A lot of flipping bands, okay? So, I enjoy going through the bands on these volumes. A lot of work. A lot of work to look them up, subscribe to them on YouTube, follow them on Bandcamp, hope when they release something new, it gets back to me. So this becomes easier in the near future in finding new bands for you, a new product. A lot of time. And then I got to go through this stuff and figure out if I like any of it. I like this. Dunhill Blues, The Big Shakeup, Volume 1. You like this video? Bless your heart. Give it a like. Give a boost to the Dunhill Blues. Get people to know there's a cool band out there with good stuff on record. Volume 1. Okay? And subscribe to Action Rock Corner. Ring the notification bell. And go listen to the Dunhill Blues, The Big Shakeup, Volume 1. And come back and tell us, what do you think? Do you agree? Is this cool rock and roll for 12 songs? And it is. I say so. It relates in action rock, garage rock, punk, psychobilly, rockabilly, and classic and legacy bands. Come back here to Action Rock Corner. We'll have it for you. Remember, fresh music is important. As important as fresh food. Keeps you regular in every respect. Have fun with your music. There's some fun stuff here. What was the song called? Educated by Memes. I like memes. Memes are fun. Memes are the modern form of editorial cartoons. Don't you like editorial cartoons? I do. And memes are just fun. It's just, instead of having a draw, you grab photographs or movie stills or some damn thing and play with them. Memes are okay. You just actually have to read something other than just, 12 words on a meme. But I know what they're getting at. And if I had the lyrics to read along with, I may well decide to agree with the author from the Dunhill Blues. But I cannot make out the lyrics to the songs on these. It isn't the lyrics that got to me. It's the music, and the music is great. And the vocals blend into the music quite nicely. Can you give us a lyric feature? We appreciate it, Dunhill Blues. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.